Hey everyone, welcome back to the Pivot series. Today I want to talk about financial lessons learned from the field. When I talk about experiences from the field, I'm talking about my personal experiences. I'm going to be very honest, raw, and vulnerable right here. So I am trusting you to be my encouragers as I move forward in this particular struggle myself. You know, between college and credit cards, I found myself in debt in my 20s. And so that's one of the things that I had the hardest time with, and I didn't do a lot about it until I got into my late 30s. And at this point, I'm now starting to pay off that debt. So what are some of the lessons I've learned since I've started this journey of paying this off? First of all, it's slow but steady wins the race. I am telling you, I have tried many times to start paying off a credit card, and then something comes up, and quite frankly, I find that is a good reason to stop trying to pay off my debt and continue to use my credit card for those emergencies. So one of the things that I really had to learn was that if you will commit to paying it off, not giving yourself excuses to purchase the thing that you think you need that you probably don't, well, in that case, you will find that you will pay off that debt faster than you even realize. But you know what? It still takes time. It took me months before I paid off my first credit card, and it had a very small amount on it. But once I did, the feeling it gives you, the euphoria of paying off a card that you can cut up and close that account, will continue to motivate you to push forward. So I just say pick one thing to pay off, pick one thing to pay down, and if you will stick with it, you will see how well you can do. It does take time, it does take patience, and it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in a month. It might not even happen in a year or even 2 years. But if you commit to doing it, once you have paid off that debt, you will feel so free. Now, I haven't paid off my whole debt, but by golly, because I've paid off some of it, I am starting to see the flexibility that I will have when all of my debt is paid off, and realize how much money I'm really spending on paying bills that I could have been saving to go on trips, that I could be traveling, or that I could be purchasing things that I just want because I actually just have the money to pay for it. So I am still encouraged to keep going with that. That is the biggest lesson that I have learned from starting this. And I just started it at the beginning of this year. 1 year in, and I am feeling so motivated to keep going. The second lesson I learned was to stick to a budget. Put yourself on a budget. Make sure that you have the amount of money that you need for your bills, the things that you have to have, like the roof over your head, that you have a certain amount of money for your gas and your groceries, and that is what you spend. If you tap out your food money, then you are doing something that you need to go back and revise how you're spending your money. What are you doing for food? Are you just purchasing fast food that costs a lot when you could cook at home and save that money? You might have to stop taking the shortcuts that we've been taking all this time that have probably put us in this position to begin with, but now you're gonna have to actually put in the work. You're gonna have to actually make your meals because it costs so much less. You're gonna have to actually create menus and plan what you're purchasing in the store. Now that's a lot of effort, but it's worth it to save that money, to use that extra money to pay down your debt. Another lesson I learned was to stay off of Amazon. I know that's hard to say. It hurts to say because I love Amazon. And I actually purchase things on Amazon for my home, things that I just need. But I'm not shopping on Amazon anymore. I don't go on there and just look for things that I want and just order them. Because quite frankly, that's where it's going to be a drain in your pocket. Amazon is an easy thing to do, and I'm not even just talking Amazon, we're talking any online purchasing. It is so easy to blow through your money on online purchasing because it's all done digitally. You're not actually having to think about taking that money out of your account and using it. And so you end up spending way more than you even intended. So think about paring down or just stopping online purchases and go to the store when you need something. It is harder to spend that money when you walk through the doors of the store, when you think it's just something, well, I really don't actually need that. You'll maybe walk away from it as opposed to putting that money into a purchase that you could be using to pay off your debt. So those are some of the big lessons I've learned through doing this paying down of debt. But if you have other questions or things that maybe you want to ask about my experience or the things that maybe you're struggling with, feel free to send a comment below or shoot me an email so that I can help talk you through whatever your question may be. I might not personally be able to help you, but I may be able to point you in the right direction.